Ivanka, thank you so much for being a part of this.
It's my pleasure. This is so much fun. I should always be so lucky as to have a friend interview me in my living room.
In the comfort of your own home, right?
It's amazing. It's
I'll come over
perfect.
any day. As someone that is also a jewelry designer, has there ever been a time where a piece of your jewelry or a pair of your shoes served as a means for you to ignite conversation with someone you admired?
There's something very special about jewelry in that few people don't have a story associated with almost every piece in their wardrobe. There's a moment that you remember wearing it and it making you feel a certain way. There's a moment when it was given to you or you purchased it for yourself. You know, part of my thought process in launching a fine jewelry collection was that really no one was creating jewelry for self-purchasing women. And all of us are working very, very hard. We're making our own money, but we're also liking to treat ourselves.
And speaking of women that are able to purchase jewelry for themselves, you started the Women Who Work campaign, which kind of sheds light on the working woman in a new way. Something I've always wondered is if you think that assertive, shrewd businesswomen are sometimes wrongfully portrayed as aggressive.
My mission and quest is to be a small part of changing the narrative around what it looks like to be a woman who works. So I think changing that narrative is something that feels very timely, and it's personally very important to me.
Part of the reason that I told Jody when we first came up with this idea, we both said Ivanka would be perfect for this. You are impressive both professionally and personally with balancing motherhood and so many different careers. I was always curious about is, how was your mom as a mother?
My mother was incredible and is incredible, so she continues to be this sort of ever-present force in my life. She was personally and professionally a great source of inspiration because she was working at a time when a lot less women were.
And as someone that has worked with my sister for 8 years, I know that it can be challenging to work with your family, and you're part of a family business. What's it like working with your brothers and dad?
So I think family business is a very complicated dynamic, and I think it's one that you know, it's really easy. You know, you work with your sibling. It's really easy to take siblings, especially, for granted,
right.
And to speak to them in a way that you would never speak to anyone else. But it's easy to let down your guard so much, become so comfortable that you actually can sort of hurt their feelings.
And speaking of family, your dad's on the campaign trail.
Yes.
Did you know he always wanted to run for president, or was that sort of came up later?
He always had an incredible sort of civic feeling of obligation and of duty, and he always had a very strong perspective on world events and national events.
Do the kids understand that he's running, or are they too young?
So my daughter, we don't watch a lot of television in the house with her, but she gets sort of she can watch TV on one day a week, so she started negotiating with me recently, to which she quickly goes, "But I really want to watch Grandpa." Like, that's good. That is good.
Once you start saying the word debates, you're going to be worried.
Like, but can we watch Grandpa? I'm like, you just want to watch TV. The minute I turn it on, you're going to ask to turn on Doc McStuffins, but that's a good negotiation.
She's just like you.
It's pretty amazing.
And how has being married changed you?
I think I'm probably a nicer person. I think when you're single, you're probably not sort of forced to be as thoughtful. My brothers always joke that I'm much nicer to them now that I'm married. So maybe I have more sort of empathy for you know, sort of the emotions of the people around me. It's hard to imagine that I could be as happy as I am without him. He's my best friend. He's really sort of the center of my universe. So, you know, him and obviously our children. So I think my life has changed sort of in every way.
Thank you so much for
Thank
taking
you.
the time to meet. I know how
this is
busy
really,
you are.
really fun. So thank you.
Well, to be continued.
I look forward to it.
Thank you.